So, yeah, it looks like we are live. That is great. The angle is a little bit different here on this camera, but I definitely like this one here too. Let me just see that we are live. Oh, my back gives me a hassle. Funding connection is live. Yeah, okay. So that is good news. It says I'm live, but I can't see me. And why can't I hear me? Yeah. Okay. Oh. Okay. So then, and I forgot to put on my microphone that the sound would be so much better. Sorry, I'm obviously a little bit beside me this morning. I don't know why. Because I had a nice relaxed week. And okay, so we have a couple of people in there. Helene is there. Good morning. Lovely to see you here. So, what are we doing today? I just wanted to go through a couple of tips what not to do when starting a business. Okay? And there will be also a couple of things what I recommend where you may have heard the opposite side, but okay, so everything has both two sides to it in any case, so you just need to decide what works for you and what's not working. Johan, good morning everyone. Lovely. Okay, so let me just go. I made a list here just to make sure that that I don't forget anything. When you start a business, the first thing is, of course, also you need to make sure that you have a clear business model in mind, and that means what do you want to offer, to whom do you want to offer it, how much do you want to charge, how much will it cost you, yeah? So, and the biggest part of a business is sales. No sales, no business. Okay, then it's a hobby. It's that easy for me. And I'm always straightforward with this. So do not skip the market research. Lots of times when we start a business, we all feel like, oh, everybody needs it, everybody wants it, and then when you go around and then you're asking, and then, oh yes, everybody wants it, and then you say, okay, it costs this, then, no, I don't. Okay, so Alex, good morning, yes. Mabel, good morning, yes, she's happy to be here, that is great. Okay, so you see what I mean. So you need to make sure that you have a market, and the market does not mean everybody wants it. The market also means they're willing to pay for it. Yeah, don't forget this. And of course they need to be able and willing to pay. Amber is there, good morning. Amber is one of our funding consultants. He is in Empangeni, so if you want to see somebody there, just feel free to set up a meeting with him. I have funding consultants all over South Africa, so that you have the opportunity to sit down with somebody and discuss your venture. Yeah, they are all entrepreneurs in their own rights. I am teaching them and taught them already. They went through a couple of courses with me about how to go about funding. So, but they're definitely a great partner for you just to discuss. Because let's be honest, entrepreneurship is usually a lonely business, yeah? Because you don't have really somebody with whom you can bounce off ideas. You know, family, friends think you are crazy. I also have lovely friends, but there is not really anybody I would be able to discuss any business challenges because they don't have this expertise, yeah? So this is why I think it's always nice to have really somebody, sorry, I'm not too sure why I'm losing, you know, my my voice, okay. Sorry for that. So, and it's just nice to get to go through with somebody who has some experience, expertise, bouncing off ideas, seeing where are the holes in your business idea, and just how to fix them. Yeah, I'm not saying there's a hole in the business idea, don't do it. I'm saying, okay, there is something not adding up, and let's see how we can fix this. Okay, so that is definitely the first. Check the market. We all assume, of course, there is a demand. Sometimes people ignore the competition. Have a look what they are doing, and talk to potential customers quite early. Is this something you are interested in? Is this something you are willing to pay for it? Okay, so now, most important part is definitely this. Then we now think about how much money do you need, because you don't want to overspend, but you also don't want to underfund. Yeah, so you need to be clear about how much is your investment. How long does it take you to start earning your first money? Yeah, so that's why working capital is absolutely important. Make sure you are not mixing personal and business finances, just to mention this one aspect. Next part is, even if you don't need funding, okay, so whenever I'm having an idea, and I have a great meeting also tomorrow with the client, so have a business plan. Yeah, so even if you don't need money, have a business plan, because a business plan forces you to think about all the different aspects in your business. Yeah, Menziva, I will answer your questions later. Freddie, good morning. Okay, so make sure you draft a business plan. If you don't need funding, you're more than welcome to do that on your own. We've done also plenty of business plans where people said, Dagmar, we don't need funding, I need clarity. I need a step-to-step action. Keep in mind, you saw me doing like this. Starting a business is like a big puzzle. Yeah, you're having different aspects, and now you're having an idea about your target market, about your costing, about your pricing, about your delivery, and now we need to make sure that everything fits together. Yeah, you can't manufacture 100,000 toilet rolls a day and then think you are having an outlet at the factory and sell them one by one to customers. Yeah, that is not working. So, and that's why, and the pricing needs to reflect it. Are you selling to retailers? Are you selling to end users? Yeah, and sometimes people are mixing these things up. So that's why it is really important to just have somebody have a look at it. Yeah? Okay. So don't ignore business plan. Planning is just important. And the business plan is not a plan up here. Yeah? So we are asking lots of times, when you went through all our processes already, we are asking you, do you have a business plan? And then people say, yes, I have a plan, and then, but the plan is in the head. The plan needs to be written down, yeah? Because here, you can't see where it doesn't make sense, yeah? Because it's complex, it's really complex. It's, even for simple businesses, this is complex. Don't try to do everything on your own. Yes, that's also something, or what I would recommend is solopreneurs are always, okay, let me do everything, I want to save money. And I personally think, if I look back, okay, I started a couple of businesses, and when I was in Germany, I definitely started always with a team. Here in South Africa, I started on my own. And that was couple of years. I've done everything what you see what Funding Connection is doing. I've done the marketing, the newsletter, the emails, the telephones, the meetings, the business plans, the financial forecast, the applications. It was me. Okay, if I would have hired earlier on an administrator, okay, because there was a time when I said, okay, so I want to grow, this is not working for me, I need an administrator. That freed so much time for me, and we have done a big step. Yeah, definitely something, because if you have the capacity to concentrate on sales, then you easily are able to pay an administrator, you're easily able to pay somebody to help you with the service delivery or manufacturing. Yeah. So don't ignore mentors and advisors as advice. Okay, I've experienced that also a couple of times. People always, I'm telling them, don't do it like this, do it like that. They think they can do the shortcut, and then they come back and say, it didn't work like we thought. I think we try it your way now. Yeah. Okay. Absolutely important. Do not neglect legal requirements and compliance requirements. Yeah, have somebody, I know it costs money, I am aware of this, okay, and specifically in the beginning we all try also to bootstrap things and be wise with our money, making setting these things up, taxes, licenses, industry regulations, contracts with partners, employees, or even clients. Do not registering the business properly, it bites you in the butt later. Yeah. So definitely don't neglect legal and compliance requirements. Okay. Shireen, good morning all. Okay, so yes. Okay, so I just want to make, Menziva, so I just want to make sure that this does not disappear. What do I need to have to get funding to start a small business? Okay, it is difficult to answer a question like this. Menziva, the easiest way is go onto Facebook Messenger on Funding Connection page, drop in a message there, and my team will definitely ask you the right questions, then able to assist you. Yeah, our goal is to assist everybody who contacts us to get them into the right direction, and that can mean either way. Okay, so you are not ready, you need to get this first in place, then we can assist you. It can mean this idea is not fundable, and I'm also straightforward, not every great business idea is fundable. And then it can also mean, okay, approach, if the amount is too small, I don't want to charge, then, and our fees are set fees, then we recommend you to go to CEDA or on NYDA. They can also assist you with drafting a business plan. But you of course need to follow then their rules and regulations, and that's also headaches. Okay, don't think that's an easy peasy way to go for it. But we also of course then say, okay, the idea is good, you have this and this in place, we can assist you, we can draft the business plan, and we can assist you with the application. Yeah. Okay, let me go back to my list. Yes. Sometimes what I see is that people just are so in love with their product or services, so they do everything, you know, setting up an online school to do something, or putting lots of effort into developing and manufacturing something, and then they figure out, oops, nobody wants it. Remember the first step where we said assess your market, absolutely important. Yeah, and assessing your market, again, I can't highlight that enough, does not mean everybody says I want it. Okay, it also means I want it, I'm willing to pay a price for it, and it needs to be a profitable price for you, you know. So if the price people are willing to pay is below your cost price, makes no sense. You have no idea how many times I've seen that even in business plans. Yeah. Okay, next part, also about pricing. Make sure you have a market related price. I do not recommend to underprice, okay, and trying to be the cheapest on the market. There's a couple of reasons. Number one is you're attracting the wrong clients. These are usually the headache clients, yeah, if you try to be the cheapest. If you're overpricing specifically in the beginning, you're kicking yourself out. So my suggestion and recommendation is always be somewhere in the middle, yeah, because specifically in the beginning, you know, if you do everything on your own, you think, oh, an hour of my time is 100 Rand or something like this, that's easy peasy. As soon as you need to pay somebody, the setup and your costing looks different, yeah. Make sure that this suits your needs, and that means suits your needs to cover your cost with a proper profit margin, but of course it also suits the needs of your customers and clients. Ignore marketing and sales. Oh, I think I mentioned that part enough. Okay, so you need to concentrate on sales. How do you market your products or service? How you're getting leads in? How you convert leads? Have a clear strategy about this, please. Yeah. Just for you to, I want you to have also some insights. So when I started it, I was either way able in a month to concentrate on lots of marketing, and then I got 2 or 3 tasks to do, and then the next month I did the task, and then again I had no sales. So my sales was really erratic. It was a disaster. But as a one-woman show, I was not able to manage both at the same time. Yeah. So that is also something. Make sure you have a clear strategy. You know exactly what you want to do, and marketing is always trial and error. Yeah. You need to figure out what is working for you, and then you can have a look what competitors are doing, you can have a look what you feel. For me, it's always how I like to be treated as a customer. That is how we reflect that also. That is how Funding Connection is set up. Yeah, I want to be able, easy things. I want to be able to go to a website and determine a price. I hate this when there are no prices on there, you know, because then I have no idea. Then I have a great idea. Oh, this is, there was, I remember something they had, I think it was an app, what would have helped us also with organizing Funding Connection in the background with everything in one app. And I thought that looks really, really great. So I set up a meeting with them, and I think they said it's 120,000 Rand a month. And I thought, if I would have known that up front, I would have been able to tell them we're wasting our time, you know, so we are not able to save so much staff to justify the 120,000. We are using other systems and apps in Funding Connection, and I'm always saying easily to administrator, and also some of the applications department would have needed minimum 1 more person, and business plan department without all these apps what's available would use minimum another 2 people too. Yeah. So having systems in place, having processes, having checklists makes it easy, and then we also come to the next part, and then you can scale. Yeah. Lots of people think they can scale quite quickly, and the foundation is not built, you know. So if I would need now to set up everything what I set up here at Funding Connection, it would take me a couple of months. Yeah. So you need to make sure that your foundation is clear, is strong, and then you can, and then you are easily able to scale. Yeah. Don't give up too soon. Yes. It is a bumpy ride. Let me tell you this, it is a bumpy ride. That's just harsh reality. Yeah. And even if you think, yeah, you figured out everything, there's still something, oopsie, you know. So think about COVID out of a sudden, you know, nobody was expecting this. So now we are all aware of this and always think, okay, so what happens if everything closed down? Or is everything a little bit prepared? Yeah. So that is definitely, don't give up too soon. My advice is always concentrate on sales. Yeah. And then of course you can't make sure you need to be able to deliver accordingly. Yes. But if you are only able to deliver great services, but you have no sales, that makes no sense. Yeah. In some cases, it can also mean that you maybe, when you see, remember what I mentioned in the first point, if you see there is no market for something, don't go into it. Yeah. Yes. Okay, I think I mentioned a couple of things. Caesar sends me a couple of lovely hearts. Yes. Okay. Now I am open for some questions. If you have any questions, just ask me. Yeah. So, summary of this: no sales, no business. Make sure you do your research specifically in the beginning. Be clear about where you are able to get your customers and clients from. Talk to them already, and you see now what we see also. How do you talk to potential customers if you don't come out of this industry? That's already a problem. You see that, you know. So you see how connected everything is. So you need to make sure that you have the expertise and the skills, of course. Otherwise, you know, if I wouldn't know how to draft business plan, then it makes no sense for me to offer that services. Mfundo, is it possible to get funding for startups? Yes, of course. All government institutions finance startups. That's absolutely no problem. I had, when was it? Thursday, yes, when I had the presentation for the Wadhwani Foundation. Somebody said, oh no, government institutions don't do startups because they want to have financials. Okay, let me just clarify this. Government institutions want financial forecasts. Yeah, that means they are giving you the money. What happens? You have the money. What happens in the following 5 years? Yeah, annual financial statements is about the past. Somebody is collecting all the information, all the invoices going out, or the invoices going in, money coming in, money going out, and that's what they are processing, capturing, processing, and then determine your profit, your loss, your income tax, and all these lovely things. Yeah. So yes, it is possible, Mfundo, to get funding for startups. Okay, any other questions here? So you all know now what not to do. I hope that helped a little bit. Yeah, got you also. I'm usually a positive person and I like to say what to do, but I thought, okay, it would be in between, it's maybe fun also to just talk about what not to do. In the beginning, okay, so it is when you're starting a business, it's a 24/7 job. Yeah, I don't want to sugarcoat anything. Everybody talks about life-work balance. Yeah, no, there is no life-work balance. There's only work. Yeah. And then the other thing is, what I just like to mention is, I know that lots of people always say, follow your passion, do what you love, and the money will follow. No, I don't think so. Okay, I could do 24/7 business plans. Okay, I could do them all for free, and if I don't put a price tag onto it, Funding Connection wouldn't earn any money. Yeah. Helene, is it possible to get funding or a loan for a startup if you don't have money to put down from your side? Helene, that's difficult. Okay. So I know for black according to the BE law businesses. NEF says they can do 100% financing. I haven't really seen them doing this. Yeah, they all need to have some sort of own contribution. Do you mostly get franchise applications approved? No, we don't really do too many franchise applications, Alex. Yeah. The government institutions, NEF and CIFA, have now a clear list of what they want to finance. Whenever somebody comes to us and says, this is the franchise I want, then we usually call them and say, is this something what you would finance? Yeah, and only if they say yes, then we do that. Our success rate is through all different industries, institutions, 80%. Yeah, just for you to have an idea. Okay, any other questions here? Nothing. Okay, so if you don't have any questions, let me just put here my website as a link in there. Okay, and then you can definitely contact us if you need some support. Cherise is there on the other side. There's a contact page on our website. There's also a small little window on the right hand side where you can communicate with us either way via chat or via WhatsApp. Yeah, and the chat always goes to your email address. Please make sure your email address and cell phone number what you give us is correct, otherwise we have really problems to contact you, just for you to know. Okay, then I'm wishing you an absolutely successful new week, and we definitely will see us next week, Monday again. Take good care. Bye.